Hello again. My name's Gabe Zollner. If you've been viewing me for a while, every once in a while one of my viewers sends me a lot of specific, detailed information. In virtually every case, I've turned his comments into a video. And the reason that I do that is that I want to share what he passed off to me along to my subscribers and viewers. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to sit back, grab a cup of coffee, because this is a fairly long email message that he had sent me. And then I'm going to make some comments that add additional support to what he believes might happen. He starts off, "Hi Gabe. First, I want to reverberate the sentiment expressed by the readers' comments that you read today. Many of us tune in each day, both start and end our days, coming to check out what you have to say about the day's news. So like your other viewers, I wish to thank you. On the second subject, I wanted to address your question that you posed to us, viewers, this evening. Whether we think the usurper will leave office or not. When I thought about your question, the precise answer I deduce is neither. Because I don't think the United States will exist. It's like you're in a spaceship and it blows up suddenly. Do you leave it or not? I think what Obama is setting up is a nuke holocaust on the United States. That's why he fired all the military men in charge of guarding the nukes. Set them up in scandals so that he could move the warheads out to his Muslim operatives in the United States. Obama will use our own weapons and technology against us, but I don't think it will simply end with just nukes. I think he'll release the biological stuff on us, including Ebola, smallpox, anthrax, and lock the borders and inform us that we need to get to our closest FEMA shelters. In the FEMA camps, he will kill us. My theory is that he will kill the white men and keep the females around for his Muslim FEMA guards. Well, your imagination can fill in the blanks. The communication bunker you have referred to, I surmise, will be used for him to televise from, and will be wired so that all TV stations only carry his message, telling us to get to FEMA camps. But like the Jews in Birkenau and Auschwitz, it's a one-way ticket in. Obama's long pattern has been that he immediately discards something once it is a person or a position that is no longer useful for him. The usefulness of the United States is almost over. He squeezed as much out of it as he can. He took our gold, he gave our weapons to our enemies, he bankrupted us, he turned us against each other, and he made himself an international celebrity in the process. Like his ex-male lovers, Obama kills them when he's done with them. You think we, as a nation, are any different? He hates the United States. Why would he want to continue to be president of a nation and people that he hates and cannot stand? So, no, he's not leaving office till he bombs us. Yes, he is leaving after he bombs us. I don't think there will be a 2016 election. Obama is running out of time to blow us up. So we'll have to do it within the next year or two. My guess is the fall, but I don't want to make predictions. Personally, I don't think that Hillary knows what he's up to, that he wants to blow us to smithereens from coast to coast, because his actions don't support the notion that she's aware of his plan to annihilate the United States. Why would she rent offices in New York City for an election that will not occur? Which tells me that she doesn't know what he's up to, and neither does anybody else who is running for office. Obviously, the Bushes don't know either, or Jeb wouldn't be parading around. Rand Paul is clueless too. Pretty much any politician, or television journalist for that matter, that treats the 2016 election like it's gonna happen doesn't know what he's up to. Ultimately, this is a religious war. Obama is a Muslim, and he wants to destroy Israel. It's in his DNA. and what he has programmed for, he doesn't know that any other pursuit, like a killing machine that only knows how to kill. The challenge that Obama has, though, as a matter of Jews and Christians, is that he cannot easily defeat Israel until the annoying United States is out of existence. When I say out of existence, I don't mean annihilated, nothing left, not a single living soul or animal remaining within our borders. Obama will nuke devices in all of our major cities: Boston, New York, D.C., L.A., San Francisco, Dallas, Houston, Chicago, Atlanta, Philadelphia, etc., etc. It's going to be a catastrophic of biblical proportions and a scale that mankind has never seen before. The United States is crawling with Muslims in sleeper cells. There are thousands of them right here, right now, just waiting for the green light from Obama to light us up. And the sad part of it is that he is using taxpayers' money to support these terrorists while they're waiting to blow us up. He wants them organized and weaponized, and he wants U.S. citizens to have their weapons and ammunition limited or confiscated. Between you and me, I still hold the belief that he is quite brilliant and not just as stupid as his detractors in crisis exists. Could a moron, a doll, a boob really pull off what this guy is pulling off? One quick clarification about Obama's background is it's Columbia University, not Harvard, where Obama never attended. Nobody saw him at Columbia because he wasn't there. Obama was in the CIA during the 81-83 period, but the U.S. government covered for him, created his backstory to cover those years, and the U.S. government assisted him to get him into Harvard. You're right that he was president of the Law Review at Harvard and that he never wrote an article. That doesn't really surprise me because he's never been a particularly hard worker or industrious student. That is, unless it has to do with killing Jews and Christians. Then suddenly he somehow acquires energy, focus, and ambition. That's not acquiring and smoking cocaine. On a side note, I think I found out where and how Obama gets his cocaine. It's from one of his allegedly gay high school friends from Hawaii named Robert Titcomb. See article linked below, about 3/4 of the way down into it, who frequently visits the White House bringing, quote, fish and poi, end of quote. That is most likely what the Secret Service agents saw and why Obama felt the need to get rid of and replace them. And my mom had an interesting theory, which I read other people do too, about Obama's golf outings. It was pointed out that Obama doesn't really like golf, or at least he never talked about it, so it's pretty logical to assume that he's using the golf outings for another purpose. My mom's theory is that he knows the White House probably has bugs all over it, or at least that it's fear. So when he goes golfing, he most likely does so that he can talk privately with his operatives who are planning the Muslim attack on the United States. By the way, one way that Obama controls his opponents is through blackmail. I strongly suspect that Reid was beaten up by Obama for not delivering a Democratic force strong enough to counter the Senate push to block the Iranian deal. Reid clearly had the shit beat out of him, and if anybody actually believes the bullshit story about, quote, he fell off his exercise equipment at home, end of quote, I left to sell them a bridge in Brooklyn. And Menendez's troubles are not a coincidence. Although the guy is a Democrat, most likely the Caucasian Democrats are waking up to the fact that the usurper is treacherous, so they're finally pushing back. Menendez probably told Obama no on supporting the Iranian deal, so Obama dropped the dirt on the guy to the press about his donor friend. Same thing with Hillary. It was not an accident that the press got wind of Hillary's email account. The leak came from Valerie Jarrett, which means that it came from him, Obama. So he was obviously retaliating against her, and that she had just agreed to testify again on Benghazi. So the external email account story was a way for him to erode her public approval numbers, which is the likelihood of a politician with big aspirations. Anyway, I just thought I'd share a perspective. Thank you again for your ongoing and hard-going work. Many of us appreciate what you do as you're the only source that doesn't sugarcoat the situation. May God bless and protect our beautiful country. Wow. A couple of things I wanted to add, as I said at the beginning of this particular rant, if that's what you want to call it. I think it's a matter of someone that really cares about this country providing what he believes to be true. I want you to think back on some of the videos that I posted. One in particular about a number of nukes that went missing from an airbase in Texas. I believe there was 4 of them went missing. And I believe one of the nukes was set off in the Atlantic Ocean to let our military know that they have these nukes. Now, Lindsey Graham, around that same time, was concerned that Charleston Harbor would be annihilated by one of these nukes. You notice how nobody kept looking for the additional 3 nukes? Nobody went looking for them. And as the viewer and commentator wrote, the administration did get rid of the key personnel that were responsible in maintaining and protecting our nukes. They were replaced based on scandals that supposedly took place. I don't know, folks. I don't think he's going to leave. This viewer thinks he's not going to leave because we're going to leave. Everything that he wrote seems to make a whole lot of sense, including what that bunker will be used for. There's, from what has been posted, about 804, 805 FEMA camps scattered to the United States. Why do you think they're there? What about all those coffins scattered throughout fields in Nebraska? There's hundreds of thousands of triple or quadruple decker coffins. Who are they for? You need to get your head out of your ass and you need to start thinking about why someone would take the time to write what he did. Is he trying to frighten us? Am I trying to frighten you? Or am I just trying to get you to wake up? I told you what I think. I told you what my viewer thinks. I even told you what my viewer's mother thinks. So the question that has to be asked is, what do you think? And more importantly, what can we do about it?